nice. Hey YouTube, Longboys Post 1975. This is a video response to the 16-Bit Brothers' latest mass debate. They are in my channel list, and I put a link to their channel in the doohickey down below, and I thoroughly recommend you go and check them out because they're a bucket full of awesome biscuits. It's amazing, guys. You've been mass debating now for a year, and surprisingly, none of you have gone blind. Sorry. So they were asking you. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, a little bit late to the party on this one. For some reason, you went all stealth bomber in my sub feed. You know what, Google? 2 years and it's still happening. You know, just saying. Anyway, sorry, waffling already. They asked us what our favourite races are, and it's funny, we're watching all the video responses to it, and they mention it themselves, but it seems to be one of those things that people of, you know, a certain generation used to play far more races, you know, back in the day than they do now. Is that reflection upon the fact that races these days are bollocks and was superior back then, or is it just a case of, you know, as grown-ups, adult life infringes upon your ability to invest a massive amount of time into games? I want to talk about a couple of honourable mentions. The first one would be Chase HQ on the ZX Spectrum. There we go. See? How did he get through all of that? I didn't know Lamborghinis were known for their stealth. Absolutely amazing game, and you know what, bold statement, I know, but I'd go as far as to say that's the best version of it on any 8-bit system, be it console or computer. It's just absolutely incredible. The next honourable mention would be for Outrun on the Sega Mega Drive. Right, let's go. Oh, rookie mistake right there. Controls are simple: accelerate, brake and change gear. You have a high and a low. These are all going to be home games. Some of them are going to be based on arcade games such as this, but yeah, these are all going to be games on home systems. I loved Outrun. I mean, I prefer the PC Engine version now as an adult, but I didn't have access to it, you know, back in the day. My brother had a PC Engine when I had a Mega Drive, but he didn't have Outrun. And so in the minute, because it was kind of late to the party, wasn't it? I've said that before. I never understood why such flagship titles like this, you know, and Shinobi, you know, never came out as launch games on the Mega Drive. This came, you know, we finally got it, I should say. I'll try and not trip over my words. In, when was it, 1991, and it's an absolutely brilliant port of it. It's such a good rendition of the arcade machine. You know, it's not the best, but let's be honest, the Mega Drive ain't, you know, renowned for its sprite scaling sort of abilities. Another honourable mention would be Road Rash. My brother had a 3DO back in the day, and this was just an absolutely fantastic game. Again, completely lost my train of thought. Oh, the graphics! Oh, shit. Wow, everyone drives a fucking MX-5! Apart from him, he drives a Corvette. Sense of speed, you know, the incredible polished nature of the products, it's, you know, the graphics, the production, the soundtrack with, you know, real bands and stuff. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant game. Plus, you know, twatting blokes while you're riding a bike. I mean, what's not to love about that? Another honourable mention would be the Need for Speed. Now, people complain about this game saying it feels too slow. I certainly don't think it does. It's come flooding back to me. It feels heavy. It feels realistic. There's a presence to the cars, I would say. They do really feel, you know, oh shit, it's the Rozzers. Oh bollocks. I loved this game back in the day. Again, my brother had it, and it was simply because I guess the reason it's not up there as one of my favourites is because I didn't, you know, own it back in the day. Same would be for Road Rash. Just a brilliant game. At the time, I'd never seen anything graphically like it, and you know, the car models were absolutely, you know, superb, and the fact that, you know, the way the cars rolled and the way they could crash. And I used to build little dams of cars across the road and let the traffic, you know, back up. It was just a great game. But the games that I want to talk about, there are two really, but I kind of, you know, need to talk about the sort of entry one first. But before we get to that game, I'm jumping ahead of myself. Excuse me. And for once, it wasn't Windy Pops. Ridge Racer, the original Ridge Racer. I mean, it's funny because it is quite dated, but I mean, I still love it. But I mean, what's not to love about it? No way, man. That's it's kind of iconic, that screen there. I gotta say, I still think it's kind of very, very impressive, you know. Apparently my car's got no fucking bollocks whatsoever. What am I driving, a fucking Prius? Gotta remember, I mean, as much as I like stuff like hard driving in the arcade, you know, and I like the Mega Drive version, when the PlayStation came out, the leap in graphics, you know, was incredible. You know, this proper 3D effect we got. There we go, windy pops, sorry. The leap in graphics and the proper 3D effect we got was brilliant, and it allowed, you know, to me, I think the genre or type of game that benefited the most from it was driving games. And when I got my my PlayStation, it came with Cyber Sled, which was rubbish, but one of the first games I bought, and I bought it from a shop in fish ponds, and they were costing like 70 quid, mind. Yeah, the Ridge Racer, and me and my mates, we absolutely loved and adored it. We thought it was brilliant. I was aware of it in the arcades, but I never experienced it in the arcades. But all I know was we just sat and came hours into this, and it was funny. My mate had like an absolute killer stereo, so we arranged all the speakers around the chair and put like the subwoofer underneath the chair and shit, and played it like that on a big fat, you know, big old school widescreen CRT telly, and it was absolutely, you know, incredible. I loved it. I have such fond memories of original Ridge Racer, you know, just constantly, you know, trying to beat your lap times and stuff like that, and it was brilliant, just epic slides and stuff like that. And obviously the other games in this series I loved as well. Ridge Racer, I flip-flop back and forth, sorry, Ridge Racer Revolution between which is the best. There is no Ridge Racer or this, but it's got to be the original Ridge Racer simply because of the impact it had on me. I mean, I love Ridge Racer and I love Ridge Racer Type 4, you know, absolutely fantastic series. But the best ever, you know, entry into the series, simply for the importance, you know, and someone who loved cars even back then, you know, it allowed me this proper, fully sort of 3D environment for racing. Fantastic. Then the other one I've got to talk about, but this isn't my favourite, but I can't talk about, you know, the Gran Turismo 2 without mentioning the first, because it was something completely different. The way you earned money and you modded your cars and the replays and stuff like that were just, I mean, I never bothered watching replays and games before. I couldn't be asked, but the game graphics now was so good, and the reflections on the cars and stuff. So, and the replays looked like, you know, real cars. I watched every single one of them, never skipped it, watched all my replays. But it's this. This is hands down my favourite Gran Turismo ever, you know. Come on, sexy start. Yeah, look at them apples. Ooh, who fucking nudged me? There's no denying, right, that this game still looks like the absolute dog's bollocks. Ooh, come on. Watch it, Yeah, to quote Monkey Spaz, I shot you, son. Is 3, you know, better graphics? Certainly, but this, which was just, I mean, we thought, how are they going to follow up the original Gran Turismo? But this was just absolutely fantastic. The inclusion of the new cars and the rally mode, I absolutely loved the rally mode. This was brilliant. But what was best about it was, my mates down the road, I used to take it over his house, and it was Tuesday. It became Gran Turismo Tuesday. I used to take it over his house, and me, him, his flatmate, and another buddy from up the road all used to cane this for like 8 hours every Tuesday night, regardless of the fact that we all had to work the next day, and we sank so much time into it. It was brilliant. But particularly when you get later on in the game and it starts to become a grind, having like 4 or 5 of you to play, you know, that game at that point, it was brilliant. It helped you all, but it just became an absolutely fantastically enjoyable social event. But the thing was, though, we always used to buy a shitload of beer, and we start really cool and wicked, you know, like wicked skillful at the start of the night, you know, and we'd be flying through courses, you know, we'd be earning money and shit, we upgraded and modding our cars, and then, you know, you could see it in our ability. The more beer we consumed, our skills just started to slide, and we couldn't understand, why can't I beat this guy? Why can't I beat this guy? And then it just went boom. Every Tuesday started off brilliant in it. By the end of it, we were just pissed and couldn't drive for shit. But yeah, this, if I could only play one driving game again for the rest of my life, it would be Gran Turismo 2. I just absolutely adore this game. So yeah, my favourite racers of all time have to be these two bad boys. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to go and check out 16BitBrothers if you don't know who they are, and I'll see you later.